This is Baruch Fleischman, your host for the Tikkun Elevtor Kollel. Today in the English calendar, it's the 12th of, The 12th of December, 2019. This is also the 13th day of Kislev. Let me double check on that. It's the 14th day of Kislev. The sun is still in the constellation of Sagittarius. For a few more days, we are moving towards a high moon, a full moon. And as we have said many times, we're fast moving faster than a speeding bullet, but we don't notice it because everything is in tandem. So we go round and round and round. Where we stop, nobody knows, but we keep going around. So now we're in the Zohar. The Zohar is going around also. We're following it throughout the year, and that's what I'm trying to say. So this parsha here in the Zohar, we're at the very end of Parshas V'Yishlach, and it's on page Taf Reish Lamed Ches in the Zohar Matok M'dvash, and in the Zohar itself, it's on Daf Kufayin Tes Amud Aleph. There's a couple of Pesukim in Tehillim that we want to read in order to get an idea of where we're going with this. With the Zohar. Let's read the Tehillim first, and this Tehillim is found, this is Tehillim number Lamed Beis, and it is Pasuk Zayin. Pasuk Zayin, I'll read it in Hebrew first, and then we'll translate it in English. He's going to work this Pasuk plus one other one. It says, Pasuk Zayin says, Ata Seisali Mitzar Titzreini. You give me refuge. You hide me away. Mitzar Titzreini, double language of pain, from my pains. Renee, you sing a dance with me. Palet, I escape. Tusubaveni Sala, you should always surround me. Now to start with, this idea is going to be worked over here in the Zohar. So the Zohar, reading the Matok M'dvash now. And the Zohar says as follows: Pasuk Rebbe Yossi began, and he says like this, and there's Matok says there are those who read it that it's Rebbe Yitzchak. V'amar the Farish Mashiach, and he says in order to explain what is written, Ata Seisele Mitzat Titzreini, so you're hiding me away from this double tsar, and it's really trying to hurt me. Renee, let me sing and dance. Palei, to escape. To Sobaveni Sali, you will surround me always. So Pirush, so the Zohar says or explain like this: Ata Seiseli. Who is the Seiseli? Who is hiding me away? He says, Dal Kutribarichu. The who sitra umagrain, but he is the concept of hiddenness, and he is Magain, a shield, Labarnash, the Azil Ba'archel Doraisa, to a man or woman, whatever it would be, to who goes in the ways of the Torah. So it went back on, just kept going on in the Zohar. And so the Zohar says that he surrounds me in his shade, in the shade of his wings, the lo yachle la vashale, that nobody could do any harm to me. Mashiach Kosev, and what it writes in the Mitzar Titzreini. So it's a double lashon of tsar. It's like from tsar that is trying to hurt me. Pirusha me'ela matata. So what does he say? That there's tsar. He said that Matak says nishmar mitzar shalmala. He should be guarded from the tsar that comes from up above. V'shalmata. Now he's not going to go into, which I'm always interested in, what does he mean by mala and mata. He's going to go on. Leila is Leila bar nash mari devavo. Ki lamala, in the upper worlds, yesh la'adam sonim, there are those who hate him. The sata of hachinami. Also in the lower world, the world we live in, there are plenty of enemies. Going on in the Zohar. Oman ihu, who is this? Who is these enemies that you find up above and down below? The Yetzirah, that's the Yetzirah, Zewa Yetzirah. Dihu tsar la'ela v'tsar l'tata. So it's a pain up above, it's a pain down below. V'tsar l'mala v'tsar l'mata. Kihi yored umasi omesis umafata v'ola umastin umektarek. Let's have to go over these words, because what it's like this. This Yetzirah comes down from a higher place, and it starts to seduce a person, entices a person with different kinds of things. Va'ola, then it goes back up. What does it do? In other words, the place of the souls of a more spiritual world, of the origin of reality. And he starts va'ola umastin, and he starts making accusations, mektareg, and he really starts to argue. Vilmala Yetzahara, if we didn't have a Yetzahara, lo ishtakach mari devava, we wouldn't find enemies levarnash ba'alma. So he says, she'im lo a Yetzahara lo yihya, there would no hoya nimsa signing the ada ba'elan, there would be no one who hates a man in the world. In other words, wouldn't have any enemies. He called hatzora them sheyesh la'ada, because all of those who attack a person and they're causing him pain, bein lamala, whether they're criticizing him, this is like also in your head. You're so walking around criticizing yourself. That's these guys. He said the bein lamata, or actually a human being or something physical in the world that would actually attack you. Hakol nimshach mitzad yetzahar hamachtio. So this is all pulled after a person. It comes from the side of the Yetzirah. It's trying to make the person do bad things. Again, kach mitzah titzrei, mitzar titzrei. This is the reason why we say these two kinds of tsaros. The tsaros which is in the spiritual world, which comes into my head and criticizes me always. And from also physical people who are criticizing me. L'chein, his palo David HaMelech, tadishmarei nechem in the Yetzirah, that you should save me from the Yetzirah. Masha Kislev and the rest of the puzzle, Renee, Filet, to Sobabeni, Sala, sing and dance, joy, escape, get out of it, get someplace else. So he says this particular phrase is difficult, caution. Ima Pirush Matok M'dvash Renee Filet, so if he says that by singing and dancing I'm going to escape, Ashura I would sing, Varanen, and I will dance. Allah Pleta on the salvation, Pirush Allah Hatzala, that is of the salvation, Mitzar HaSove Vosisala, from that pain that's around me all the time. So that explanation in Cain, Yusuvavedi Celibate Boyle, it should say, so you surround me all the time, it should say that. So he said, Palate to Sobi Salah. Columba Renee Palate, so sing and dance, escape with the Yetzirah from the Yetzirah, Asher Suvavedi Salah, which is always trying to get at me. So what does it mean that it's surrounding you? Now, I've been learning in a place about what we call the Kali Noga, and I've mentioned it before. The Mishka de Chivya, the Kali Noga, is a Kali that is a mixture of good and bad. This Kali is attached to us all the time. And it has an upper part and a lower part, and we'll get into the details about it, but it is surrounding us all the time. Alama Arba Lashon Nokach. So why does he say it in the present? Kalapi HaKodesh Baruch Hu, this is Paveni in regards to the Kodesh Baruch Hu, is that you're surrounding me, and B'taretz Mashakadosh to Paveni Salah, that you're always, continuously, forever surrounding me. Ilan Inan Shiran de Is Behud Darkein Lachatzal. So what he says is like this. On the one hand is that you have this Kali Noga that's surrounding you, but for those people who are studying Torah or they get involved in spiritual life, trying to keep Torah and mitzvahs, then something else comes in the way, and these are dargan, different levels or steps that a person can take to reach salvation. So let's see what he says, how he translates it. That in song and dance, there are different levels, steps to salvation. So that is that this dancing is really a treasure for a person to be able to save him from all pains. Because through the words of the song, you create a certain type of light. This is a light that is very, very powerful, and it surrounds you, because you know how we dance in circles, we go round and round. The Hakif is Adam, and this concept surrounds a person. The Shambra be called Sarah, and guards him from all different kinds of pain. So therefore he besought David Melech, besought Hashem, HaKodesh Baruch Hu, v'amar t'suma beini bo. So surround me with these lights, these makifim. But so the Loma Shaharina Ba'atma, he wants to say like this, that dancing itself, the Sovev Osi Sela will surround me all the time. The Shazava li Boruch, the Hatzil Osi B'derek, to save me on my way. The King Siv Shem Acher, so therefore it writes a different Shem Acher Pasuk Adel Sasali, so therefore it writes, after this Pasuk, Shebike Davish Amelech, Askila Chobadora, this is the next Pasuk which I didn't read, and enlighten me, Boruch B'derek Zuselech, and in your light, that I will continue to walk forward. So what are we getting here? Why is he come? This is the Parshas Vayishlach, because this whole thing that we've been reading in this Parshas is the meeting between Yaakov, at least at this point, is between the Yaakov and Esav. And Yaakov, we said before, has the Shechina, but he is moving. He's a person in traveling. That he going from, and we travel in our life too. That's a little bit of the metaphor that I try to say about the movement of the earth. So we are traveling. But Yaakov is really traveling up and down in that sense. He is making constant contact with the world that's beyond our physical plane. And then we see him in the presence of real pain, which is his brother. And so therefore that's the context in which we are speaking. So he said, "V'shehit shuvas ruach hakodesh." This is the return of the ruach hakodesh, or the answer to the ruach hakodesh. Lomalo saying to him, "Sheniskabla to be also," that his prayers that he has been praying all this time. See how powerful prayer can be, as the Zohar wants to tell us, to put us in continuous contact with the Ribono Shel Olam. Mosif Amar, and he adds on and he says like this: "V'hai kra ichu kesidra v'ihu lemafreya." Now this particular pasuk, you could read it forward and you could read it backwards. Pasuk after the crosso considra, you could read it straight like it's written. But after the crosso the mafreya, but you could also write it going backwards. Yeah, we're okay. The mafreya and beforish, and he explains. Mahai gisa from this side and that side, mitzad zeh. So now he says, what does he mean? But Sola Lomar. Kashatikra also the mafreya ba'ofen zen. Now you could read this pasuk backwards, he says. Sela, forever, the sobaveni pale, to be escaped by your surrounding me. You're surrounding me, I escape. Rene, I will sing a dance. Titzrain bitzar, that I'll dance even though that I have attacks from up above and down below. Li seiser ato, you, for me, you're hiding me, you are hiding me. Gam kesh lo oza havada bamish ka'ayin shu b'yosher, but also you can get the same idea of trying to of this same idea for me to get straight. Uskul also he l'shmira. So the whole treasure here is this concept of being guarded. Shelo tishlot bo magefa, that some kind of a plague or a disease would not come onto him, something that would turn him. So then also, the Matok asks that in a meditation, persons can say this forwards and he can say it backwards. This is the light of what we call Or Yasher, straight light, and Yor Choser, which is the light that tries to bring us back into tshuva. So let's go on. I'm not going to go into, he doesn't go into that here, so we're going to go on a little bit more. We're now on page Tafresh Lametas. And the Zohar says, Tal Chazi Be'ilan Shirim V'Tishbachan of a Tushbachan, the Ka'amba David. So with these songs and these praises that David had said, Isbachon Razin and Midim Ilon, but Razin the Chachmasa. Each one of them has secrets that are hidden inside of them, Barazi with the secrets of what we call Chachma. Yesh Bechem Sodas, they have secrets. I'm reading the Matok now. But the Varim El Yonah, Sodas a Chachma, then the upper secrets, in the secrets of Chachma. Kabbalah, which are the secrets that these Bali Kabbalah that have received over the generations. And here with Rabbi Shimon, Kibakol had Mizmor or B'Mizmor, B'Shir, because in every single Mizmor of David, every shir, every song, Yotze Shem Acher Le'inyan Yidua, because in each one of them there is a name of God in regards to a specific inyan that is talking about. Kasher Kasa B'Shimush Tehillim, that's written over there by those who understand what's going on in the deeper level of Tehillim. Begin to Kulchu Beruach Kuj is Amaro, because all of them are said through Ruach HaKodesh. The Havach of Ashara Ruach Kuja of David, the Havach Amashiras. Ki Koya Shara Ruach HaKodesh, but the Kodesh Ruach HaKodesh, he made contact, it was Dovek, to Ruach HaKodesh, Al David, Va'az Amar Shira, and in that moment of contemplation that David had found, he was able to say Shira. V'chein kol ozio shall mizmore Tehillim, so therefore all the letters of the Psalms of Tehillim, nichtachu v'zisadrach b'ruach HaKodesh, every single letter, every single word is actually formed by an actual yichud between David HaMelech and the Shechina, which he calls Ruach HaKodesh. Again, kach kuchu b'razah the Chachma, so therefore they are all secrets of Chachma. All of these secrets, Masro, they were all given over them and tied to David. Now, I think we're going to get to another pasuk at Tehillim. I want to read it quickly so we can move along. This pasuk is in Tehillim number 118. It is, I didn't say this in the last one, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm just learning how to say, how to read these things properly. So this is pasuk Yud Gimel. The pasuk says, Dachol dachisani, certainly pushed me, lin pulled to fall. Yudke Vavke Azarani. But the Yudke Vavke is Havaya Kodesh Baruch Hu Kucha Bericho, Zeranpen, came to save me. So let's see what the Zohar says. We're right now at the bottom of page Tov Reish Lamed Tes, and we're heading to the end of this parsha. Pasuk Rebbe Elazar Amar, the Pirush Matok M'dvash, Dachol Dachisana V'Linfo V'Hashem Azarani. So he asked this, he says, and the translation of this is certainly pushed me to fall, but Yudke Vavke saved me. V'shol lama kasav dachal dachisani. So why does it say dachal dachisani? What does this mean? Shemash v'she'omer l'neged HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It sounds like you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, are pushing me. Dachisani, you're the one that's pushing me. Ve'in okay, but that's not right. El Amar al Sonim Shalom, but he's talking about those who hate him. And remember, previously he said that's the Yetzer Hara. Because it's written before that, Kol Goyim S'babuni, all these nations, David HaMelech is saying, are surrounding me, B'Shem Hashem, but I, as S'babuni, I read this wrong. Kol Goyim S'babuni, all the Goyim are surrounding me. Then he said, B'Shem Hashem, that I will call the same Hashem, Ki Amilam, to cut them off. And came Dachal Dachisani B'Boyale. So if that's the case, then it should have said that they are pushing me. Pirush Hagoyim Dachuni. That is, the Goyim are pushing me. I feel like, look at Eretz Yisrael. It's constantly being pushed on from all sides, and even from the sea potential. My Dachal Dachisani. So what does it mean, the double losh and Dachal Dachisani? Why is he saying it's in the present tense, not in the past or in the future? But as I said before, the other side, the Sitra Achra, is attached to us. It's constantly pushing us. And he wants to push him to make him go into Tumah. Me'im kudsha baricho, and make him turn away from the Kodesh Baruch Hu. V'rotza the tchaisa of l'han toisim and the Kodesh Baruch Hu take him away from Hashem. V'do hu yetzer hara d'ishtakach l'gabi d'bar nash tadin. This is our yetzer hara that we found next to us all the time. So the Matok, let's see if he has anything to add. Go on to the Zohar. The Kible Hader David, and regards this Yetzer Hara that we have traveling with us all the time. This is what the Yetzer Hara is talking about. Now, once again, I just think of the metaphor of the world turning, because there is a constant change in the world. That's the idea. It's a constant change. It may be slightly different, but it keeps going around in a circle. So the ball in the circle is turning, and the circle itself is turning. and the constellation is actually turning, and everything is turning. I hope to be able to find the Eitz Chaim, to find time to find the Eitz Chaim, which really goes, I didn't make this up myself. So it really goes into this concept and see how it goes. So let's go a little bit more. Pushing me to fall. Begin to ihu have ishtadel lagabe b'kol inen achsin. So why is it that the Yetzer Hara has such a power here? Because he was working with David Melech, so it was with him there in all of that. It's, in other words, he made mistakes, and his family, all the different kinds of pains that he had in his relationship to become king and to get to the place where he was and to maintain himself and all the family that surrounded him. All of these things, these pains, the Yetzer Hara was involved in all of those pains. And they really wanted to turn him away from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So David, knowing this, he says in the middle of all of the pressure that's around him, Daho dechisani linpol. So he said, they certainly want to push me, linpol begehenim, to fall into Gehenim. There's so many bad things I could do. Because they wanted to push me, to lead me and push me into the Gehenim. But Hashem is a Rani, but Hashem, he came there as my aid and saved me. The lo is masrani is masarna bidoch, that he didn't give me over into your hand. Shalom misarti biyadeh. Valda is leil bar nash. So for this, we had to understand that in all of the pain that you have in your life, all of the limited ability that we have to be able to find our way out, this is the Yetzer Hara working on us. And David HaMelech knows that. And every pain that he has in his life, he knows that the Yetzer Hara is there. Valda is leil bar nash. There's the Hara Benecha begin to lo yishlot alei. So therefore, a person has to be aware of the Yetzer Hara. And the Matok says, Al kei yeshlo the other the he's Zohar, to be warned and to be cautious or be careful about the Yetzer Hara. Kadei shelo yishlot alav, so they shouldn't get a control of the person. V'kudra b'richu k'den nadir le b'kol orchoi. The Oz HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when a person is able to protect himself and he realizes that all of this pain that he has is coming from the Yetzer Hara, he can lift it up, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will guard him in all of his paths. Came out of Lavan, now he's in front of his brother. David HaMelech is the king, surrounded by Goyim. So if you start straightening out your thoughts and your deeds, you will be able to go in trust on the path that you're on in your life. Your feet won't trip. So it says like this, written also like the Kislev, when you walk, when you travel through your life, lo yiyetzar umakom piyosecho, don't let it be a plain pain, the place where you're stepping. V'oz im tarutz lo tikasho, because then, if you're aware of the fact that this pain is actually coming from your Yetzer Hara, which is actually a creation of the Yetzer Baruch Hu also, Pirush Shalot people, you won't fall. Because it's written like this, the path of tzaddikim, haderek shatzaddikim holchim bo, ku'or doga, that path is like a bright light. Hu hayom, this is ku'or hayom hamazkir, like the light of the sun shining. Holech v'or ad nacham hayom, holech and meir, it continues to shine, b'kol pam, all the time. Yosar al asher Yikon Hayom, more than what is prepared for you, waiting for you out there in the day. Bishlei Mosu Chatzos Hayom, and in its purity, that light is like the light of the noon, the highest sun. It's told a little bit. B'kol Ace Yashkilo, Yaskilo, Yosef, because all of these problems, this is the word Yaskilo, is the word Seichel. He said this is also part of that. Tell him if you get a chance to look at it. He says because at all times, always, Yaskilo Yoser, he will give you more Seichel. Seichel is Chochmah. He will open up the world so that you can see what's going on and understand your position in it. Yoser la'amod al dasa Torah, to be able to stand on the das of Torah. Abba Rebbe Yehuda says like this: Zakayin Eden Yisrael, meritorious and full of merit are the Jewish people. The Kucher Bericho Nater Lon Ba'al Maden, that Kodesh Baruch Hu guards us in this world. He keeps knocking out the power of the other side. Ashreichem Yisrael Shakodesh Baruch Hu Shomer Osam Ba'olam Hazi. He guards us in this world. Min Yetzer Hara. Shebakol Yom V'Yom Rota the Hachtecha Sa'ada, because every single day the Yetzer Hara is there to push you in the wrong direction. Elisha Kodesh Baruch Hu Meshaber Kolchu, but what happens is that our relationship with the Kodesh Baruch Hu breaks the strength of the Yetzer Hara. It doesn't go away, it's still there, but he can break its strength. It becomes sublimated to the Yetzer Torah, V'lo Yazvena B'Yado, and not allow us to be banded into his hands without any hope. And in the next world, that Torah will guard you from the dinim that are in Gehenna. And also there's arguers and those critics, that they should not come out and attack you and prosecute you. And this said like this: your people are all righteous ones. Lolam Yusha Aretz, and they will forever inherit the earth. Right? Zohar ends if it says like this: Baruch Hashem La'olam, Amen, Yamen. So that's the end of Parshas V'Yishlach, and that is the Zohar. I think this was number 13, something like that, for today. Thank you. Do my thing, man. Screwing this up, of course. Okay. Time to go. This is Boruch Fleischman, your host for the Tikkun Elevtor Kollel. Today, the English calendar is the 12th of, The 12th of December, 2019. This is also the 13th day of Kislev. Let me double check on that. The 14th day of Kislev. The sun is still in the constellation of Sagittarius. For a few more days, we are moving towards a high moon, a full moon. And as we have said many times, we're moving faster than a speeding bullet, but we don't notice it because everything is in tandem. So we go round and round and round. Where we stop, nobody knows, but we keep going around. So now we're in the Zohar. The Zohar's going around also. We're following it throughout the year. That's what I'm trying to say. So this parsha here in the Zohar, we're at the very end of Parshas V'Yishlach, and it's on page Taf Reish Lamed Ches in the Zohar Matok M'dvash. And in the Zohar itself, it's on Daf Kufayin Tes Amud Aleph. There's a couple of Pesukim in Tehillim that we want to read in order to get an idea of where we're going with this, with the Zohar. But let's read the Tehillim first, and this Tehillim is found. This is Tehillim number Lamed Beis, Lamed Beis, and it is Pasuk Zion. Pasuk Zion, I'll read the Hebrew first, and then we'll translate it in English. He's going to work this Pasuk plus one other one. It says, Pasuk Zion says, Ata seisali mitzar titzreni. You give me refuge. You hide me away. Mitzar titzreni, double language of pain, from my pains. Renee, you sing and dance with me. Palet, I escape. Tusubaveni Sala, you should always surround me. Now, to start with, this idea is going to be worked over here in the Zohar. So the Zohar, we're reading the Matok M'dvash now, and the Zohar says as follows: Pasuk Rebbe Yossi began, and he says like this, and there's Matok says there are those who read it that it's Rebbe Yitzchak. But the Pirush Matok M'dvash, and he says in order to explain what is written, Ata seisali mitzat, it's raining, so you're hiding me away from this double tsar, and it's really trying to hurt me. Renee, let me sing and dance. Palei, to escape. To Zobabeni Sali, you will surround me always. So Pirush, so the Zohar says, it will explain like this: Ata seisali. Who is the seisali? Who is hiding me away? He says, Dal kucha barichu. Dihu sisra umagre, the he is the concept of hidden, and hiddenness, and he is magre, the shield, the barnash, the azil, the archot, the raisu, to a man or woman, whatever it would be, to the who goes in the ways of the Torah. The God for the lo yachle la. So I went back on, just kept going on in the Zohar, and so the Zohar says that he surrounds me in his shade of his wings, the lo yachle la that nobody could do any harm to me. Mashiach, and what it writes in the mitzar titzreni. So it's a double lesson of tsar. It's like from tsar that is trying to hurt me. Pirush Matok. So when he said that there's tsar, he said that Matok nishma mitzar shalmala. He should be guarded from the tsar that comes from above. And that's I'm going to go into, which I'm always interested in. What does he mean by mala and mata? It's going to go on. Leila Isla the Bar Nash Mari de Baba. King Lavala, in the upper world, James Adam Sodi, there are those who hate him. Isata Ofachinami. Also in the lower world, the world we live in, there are plenty of enemies. Going on in the Zohar. Omanki, who is this? Who is these enemies that you find up above and down below? The Yetzahara, that's the Yetzahara, is that what Yetzahara? So it's a pain up above, it's a pain down below. Yorin umasi oasis umufanda ola umasti.